while their actions made you feel anything but love? They say, I love you, but they disrespect you. They say, I care about you, but they dismiss your feelings and disrespect your boundaries. And eventually you have to ask yourself, should I believe what they're saying and pay attention to what they're showing me? And that is tonight's dinner chat. So grab your dinner, grab your coffee, and let's chat about it. So words matter, yes, but actions also show what words do not. So saying I love you is easy. Saying I care about you is easy. Living in a way that makes someone feel safe, respected, valued, and heard requires consistency, honesty, transparency, and just downright compassion. Love isn't supposed to be proven just by words alone. It's reflected through respect, through honesty, through consideration, through accountability, through communication, consistency, and healthy boundaries. Nobody is perfect, and people are going to make mistakes. It's just the inevitability of life. But it should be some connection between what is said and what they consistently do. Love doesn't excuse disrespect. Someone can genuinely have feelings for you and still behave in unhealthy ways. That's why saying, but they love me, isn't always enough to answer whether or not the relationship is healthy. A better question should be, how does this behavior affect me and how do I feel about it? Love shouldn't be used as a permanent excuse for mistreatment. I love you doesn't always mean I'm treating you well. Someone can say the right words during an argument. They can apologize, they can promise, they can say I'll never do it again, but eventually their behavior has to fall into line. If the same hurtful behavior is continuing over and over and over, the question becomes less about the apology and more about the pattern. Words can express intentions, but actions always reveal patterns and cycles. Look at the pattern, not just the moment. Everyone has bad days. I have bad days. You have bad days. Everybody loses their patience sometimes. Everybody makes mistakes. It is the inevitability of life. One bad moment, one bad day will never necessarily define an entire relationship. But repeated behavior will tell you much more. Ask yourself, is this a one-time mistake or is this a vicious cycle? Hurt, apology, promise, temporary improvement, hurt again. The cycle continues and something needs to change. Real love includes accountability. Healthy response to hurting someone sounds like, I hurt you, I understand why. I'm sorry, here's what I'm going to do differently. Not, if you love me, you would forgive me. Not, you're too sensitive. Not, everybody makes mistakes, so get over it. Love does not immediately eliminate accountability. If anything, genuine care should make us more willing to take responsibility when we've caused harm. Love should never require you to abandon yourself. Sometimes people stay because they keep focusing on the words, they love me. Meanwhile, they're losing themselves, their confidence, their peace, their voice, their boundaries, their friendships, their identity. You should never have to disappear to keep someone else comfortable. Being loved should not require you to stop loving yourself. Pay attention to how you feel around them. Start asking yourself, do you feel safe expressing your opinion? Can I say no? Can I make mistakes? Can I disagree without being punished? Can I bring up problems without being attacked? Do I feel respected? Do their actions match their promises? These questions can tell you more than 1,000 declarations of love. Don't confuse intensity with love. Sometimes unhealthy relationships can be extremely intense. Huge declarations, constant texting, emotional highs and lows, passionate reunions after conflict, promises that everything will change, promises that feel powerful. Healthy love is often much quieter. Consistency, respect, reliability, peace. You shouldn't have to survive emotional chaos to experience love. Apology is always the beginning, never the finish line. An apology matters. But if someone says, I'm sorry, and immediately repeats the same pattern and the same behavior, words eventually will lose their power. Meaningful apology should be followed by doing a 180 and followed by compassion and love. Not perfection, but progress. Consistent, slow, genuine progress. If they genuinely care, you should be able to see some evidence of change. You can love someone and still set a boundary. This is one of the most hardest lessons that anyone can learn. You can say, I love you, but I will not accept the way I'm being spoken to that way. You can say, I care about you, but I need space. You can say, I forgive you, but trust needs to be rebuilt. Love and boundaries can exist together. In fact, healthy boundaries can protect relationships from being destructive. Don't judge yourself for wanting words to be true and wanting people to be true. Sometimes we desperately want someone to love us the way they say they do. So we focus on good moments, promises, memories, potential, and we think maybe this time it'll be different. There's nothing wrong with hoping, but hope should not require you to ignore the simple reality. You can love someone's potential while acknowledging their current behavior. So let's look at everything we've discussed tonight. While someone's words and actions don't match, don't automatically dismiss the words. Don't ignore the actions and the patterns and the cycles either. Give room for people to grow and make mistakes. Give room for growth. Give room for sincere apologies, but also pay attention to patterns. Pay attention to the cycles and what is said and what is done, because eventually you have to ask yourself this question: does the relationship constantly reflect the love that they are telling me they have for me? Love is not perfection. Love isn't never making mistakes. But healthy love should include respect, accountability, consideration, and a willingness to change harmful behavior. I want you to remember one thing: you don't have to convince yourself you love while constantly experiencing pain, hurt, chaos, gaslighting, manipulation, and toxic behavior. Your feelings matter. Your boundaries matter. Your peace matters. And you deserve relationships where the words and the actions come together and tell the exact same story and go down the exact same road. So, have you ever been in a relationship where someone repeatedly said, I love you, but their behavior didn't make you feel loved? Did their actions eventually change, or did you realize that the words and the patterns didn't match? What's more important to you in a relationship? When someone says how they feel or how they treat you? So please share your thoughts below in the comments. Be respectful, be kind to everybody, and remember, Midwest Survivor, how do I always leave you? Get healthy, stay healthy, get strong, be strong, stay strong, and remember, you are worth more than just simple words. You are worthy of someone's good, pure, clean, accountable, transparent actions. And remember, it's not about surviving, it's learning to thrive. Y'all have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning for Breakfast Bits.